Don't call her white girl. That's crazy. Kamala Harris went to.
That might be the name of this episode, dog. Don't call a white girl.
Don't call a white girl.
Don't call a white girl. Yeah. She went to call her daddy.
Yeah. She went to call her daddy and
not the Breakfast Club, which is strange.
And I didn't like it for multiple reasons. One, call her daddy isn't like anybody to talk to regarding politics.
Yeah.
But also, it was just very boring.
Yeah.
Very boring. It was hard to sit through.
Was she doing a lot of giggling like per usual?
It was a lot of giggling, but I feel like
she gears
them
up
being both women, I felt like it was just an echo chamber for like womanhood and shit.
White women, like woman empowerment.
There was a point in time, right? I don't have the timestamp because this was a Spotify exclusive for all of you that don't know. Call Her Daddy is exclusively on Spotify.
Is it really?
Nigga, I had to watch it. But
damn, that is true. I forgot.
This is the only thing they dropped from it. This 8 minutes.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even worth it.
What's up with this set?
They built it that day.
Okay. Oh, well, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. That's
and
like, I'm not coming to your studio. Like you have to come to my home base. You set up something quickly.
I need room for Secret Service to be all over this.
Like that wall can collapse and there's 40 dudes.
Look, you can see the folds.
Yeah, you can see the folds.
If you go to Spotify, it's literally like two niggas in like ×2, just like walking around, like just hammering shit.
Right, yeah.
But this whole interview completely lessened her value, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like going to somebody like Call Her Daddy in hopes that it would get a younger crowd of women, it just wasn't the right move. I don't know who's in her corner, but if you want, just go to like 159. They're not talking about nothing, but
just to highlight how little they're talking about. Right.
Let's just play it.
I thought this sounds great too.
You might as well.
Let's see what happens.
Earliest stage of this and following the stories. So, on public policy, I often tell my team, look, I don't want to hear about public policy is a fancy kind of speech or paper. Tell me how it'll affect a real person. So let's talk about how it affects a real person. The majority of women who receive abortion care are mothers. So if she's in a state, and by the way, every state in the South, except for Virginia, has an abortion ban, okay? So imagine she's in a state with an abortion ban. 1 out of 3 women are, by the way, in our country. And she's a mom. So she's gonna have to figure out, one, God help her if she has affordable childcare. God help her if she has paid leave.
Okay, hit pause.
I should have told you to put this on 1.25, but it's actually perfect that it stopped on this, because the whole abortion conversation.
We gotta use a different word. Ejection.
Oh, yeah, that's that word illegal?
I thought we said baby bumps.
I like ejection.
Ejection?
Damn.
Yeah.
Ejectocito?
Just hit the button.
Well, you use that, I use baby bump. I like baby bump.
Yeah.
But when they were talking about the whole baby bump conversation, it was like the thing I don't like about Kamala, she switches based on the person who she's talking to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right?
She's fake.
And like on top of like just the abortion conversation, like that's a whole nother conversation. How y'all feel about that? Just quick.
About ejections?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm for them. I think that women should have rights to their bodies.
I don't have a comment.
You don't have a comment?
Good man.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's
fucking
crazy.
around, man. Relax.
Don't do
You
that.
don't have a
Lauren,
comment.
what you think about that?
Why? You don't want to divide politically?
I don't.
I think they should have a choice.
I don't care to share my opinion.
I don't know. I think most black people die by abortion, so that's all I'll say on that.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it was this completely lessened her value. It
Plus,
should have felt
nobody cares.
like Elon. What'd you say?
I said, plus nobody cares about what we think.
Yeah, exactly.
It actually doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day. So
Yeah, well, that could be said with anything, but it just felt.
Why
Hey, yo, Lawrence, pass me that gun, nigga. But
That's a good
turn
point.
this shit off? We talking about shit way less important on a daily
literally.
basis.
But this whole conversation, it should have felt like Elon talking to a third grader in terms of like social status. But the fact that they felt like they were on the same playing field in terms of knowledge and care for the conversation, it just didn't look good, especially for Call Her Daddy, because like I've never viewed her as anything other than like
Sex talk.
how many blowjobs does it take to get to the center of the balls, like shit like that. You
Okay,
feel me?
true,
And another
but-
thing, 1 point.
Okay.
1 point. There was a point in the episode where she was like, yeah, you know, because Call Her Daddy and what does she call her audience? The daddiers or whatever. She has a dumb name for her audience. Oh, yeah.
This is not for us though either.
Maybe. I'm into a lot of weird shit. So it's like, could be. But it was a point where she was like, yeah, you know.
You see me look at his socks when he said he's into weird shit.
Yeah, let's look at your mix max shots, nigga. Get your life together. But it was a point where she was like, yeah, you know, we're very big on like helping women and bigging up women and all things good women. So I was like, is this true? So I literally just scrolled through this mix. The next thing under it is blowjobs, hall passes. The next thing under that, getting older, hotter, and wiser. The next thing under that, he cheated, do I leave? So like she was just trying to put herself in this position in front of Kamala that made her seem like, yeah, you know, we're very big on helping women and shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm Call Her Daddy. But
Well,
I just thought
the podcast is called Call Her Daddy. That's kind of like giving the power to the woman. You know what I mean? Like that's That's a hoorah for the feminist crowd. Like, yeah, I'm daddy, bitch.
And
But
she's
it's a
boss.
pseudo.
And she's a boss
It's a
too.
pseudo.
She just signed that deal. What was that deal? 125.
A lot of
A
money.
lot of money, yeah.
It wasn't 2. It was 125. I think.
She don't ever have to talk to a man again.
And then closing a Kamala Harris deal right after that. Crazy.
it's
you-
crazy.
Do you think, because you had said this earlier, was this the wrong place to go if you want more women to vote for you?
This is pretty
more young women to vote for you.
Yes. Because the person,
Y'all hear that ring?
nah. Call Her Daddy, Alex is her name.
Yes. Alex Cooper.
She doesn't even represent herself in a way that like that would make you even want to hear her politics. She's never talked anything about politics. So I just kind of, you know, because the audience follows the leader, I just kind of put that down on all of, you know, her people that follow her. So I don't even think that they would even care about Kamala. And another thing, this interview numbers wise is one of the worst shit ever. This is a future
Can you
president.
see the views on Spotify?
No, the streams.
Does it show the same streams on podcasts on Spotify?
I've never seen.
I don't believe
I've never
so.
seen a view count on Spotify.
I
know
don't
on
believe
music
so.
you
I'll
do.
look right now.
On
but
music you do, but I don't know about podcasts. I'm not on Spotify.
But for this clip
look right
specifically,
now.
Yeah.
like there were like other people on like CNN and like, you know, reputable people that
News outlets.
you know,
Right.
and they was just like the views on this is so low
Oh,
that
they were talking about the views specifically.
it makes you wonder, like, one, was this even worth it? But also how much effort was even put into it? Because like the idea, Call Her Daddy's already pulling $1 million by herself.
For sure. Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Easily, yeah.
So on top of Kamala, you can't reach 1 million views. That's already like a like what the fuck? Especially when she's beating Trump. For those of you who don't know, where it is what's it there?
It's 11 something.
11
October 8th.
Oh, October 8th.
She's currently 2 points, maybe 3 points up above Trump.
That's nothing.
So
3 points? I think that's a lot.
2, 3
But it
points.
fluctuates. Like there was a point in time where he was up 2, 3 points.
Oh, that's
Like,
true, yeah.
We're never gonna know until November.
Has early voting even started?
Yeah, it ends Friday.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, get active, nigga.
But yeah.
You already voted?
Nah, I need to register my early vote though.
Okay, yeah.
But
Gonna be on time. I need to register
Because I'm not going the day of. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I don't go early at my own leisure and convenience, it's probably, I'm not voting probably.
Byron
going at all.
Donald probably said something about that shit too. Niggas need to get up in there early.
I think on paper this is a genius idea.
It's a great idea to me.
on paper. But you have
like you were saying the results, and I still feel like this wasn't necessarily a bad move. It seems like it wasn't executed well because it looked boring. Like I zoned out in that little 2-minute clip that we was watching. And also, like you said, Alex probably isn't the best, but she is what is available. Like niggas will go to Joe Rogan, and I'm not putting Alex and Joe in the same bracket because Joe is a lot better at what he does.
I was going to bring that up.
But even Joe Rogan, the nigga from Fear Factor, isn't the most intellectually equipped to have some of these conversations.
Joe Rogan has...
But he's got that everyman appeal. Where I think that like Alex Cooper might have that, not that every woman appeal,
she does, though.
but she's hitting on something that speaks true to women in the current zeitgeist.
Hell yeah.
Which is we're taking back our sexual power.
She's important as hell.
We're taking back our sexual power. We're the daddies.
I don't know if
women,
normal women...
This is what I will say. You watching Call Her Daddy and Kamala Harris to possibly like Kamala Harris more was an uphill battle. Like a crazy uphill battle. Because him specifically. Yeah, him specifically. Because it's like...
That's funny.
Because it's like... This is a... First of all, if they're just talking about women issues most of the time, yeah, that's important for me, but it's like more important to women, right? You know what I mean? Like this conversation is really focused and catering to one group of people.
They don't want us to listen.
Right. If she went to Joe Budden or some shit, that's not even a good example just because they wouldn't know what to do with the conversation.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But you have to listen to it because Call Her Daddy didn't
but long story short, if she went to somewhere that I enjoy watching, then I would be there like, if you become likable with these other people that I like, you might get my vote.
You might.
You know what I'm saying? But in terms, I already ain't watching no damn Call Her Daddy.
And you do that by meeting them where they are. So like when you, and another point that you had when you was talking about how like, you didn't use the word code switching, but that's kind of what you was referring to. Like she's whoever else is in this room. That's all politicians, and that's really the best ones. If you listen to anybody talk about Bill Clinton, they'll tell you he was the most magical nigga ever.
Everybody loved him.
If you were in the room with Bill Clinton, he made you feel like you was the only other person in that room. That's a different effect that certain leaders have to have.
Yeah, and just like how, you know, I know the best ones do, right? She's not one of those. You get what I'm saying? And to your point of like Joe Rogan, to your point of Joe Rogan, I was even about to bring that up. Joe Rogan has positioned himself in a way that like you will listen to him about politics. You're not going to take what he says for fact, but you'll listen to him because of all the reputable people he's had on his podcast and that he's talked to, whether it be science, political science.
I don't know who to believe.
Regular nature. Well, you're going to have a hard time living. Yeah. But I believe in me. Depending on...
Oh, you ain't going to live long.
You ain't going to live long at all, nigga.
You ain't going to make it out this episode, nigga. It's 11:19.
But I just feel like he's built up that reputation. Call Her Daddy hasn't talked to anybody ever in a political sense. She even at the beginning of the episode on Spotify, she was like, I don't watch. So AJ, she was like, I was kind of surprised you, why am I doing this? She wasn't on the phone. I'm kind of surprised that you even reached out because I'm Call Her Daddy. Why the fuck would you want to talk to me? Yeah. And to your point, right? She went on The View too. So The View...
Is she not gonna go to the Breakfast Club? What's up with this?
She should, but I don't know, dog. It seems like you haven't been watching her interviews.
Kamala?
No,
of course not.
I take that. Breakfast Club, they'll handhold her. They'll be like, yeah, Kamala, you're our baby.
For sure.
But any other platform, Kamala's just falling apart. She recently went on 60 Minutes too. That shit was a travesty. But specifically on the Call Her Daddy.
She had to have at least one good appearance.
Like, you sound so MAGA right now, nigga. It's not even funny. She'd have one good interview.
Name him.
Said that was atrocious.
But you see, but that's the thing. Like,
can we Photoshop a MAGA hat?
No, but don't have emotion without telling me. Name one.
The debate.
She washed that nigga.
She washed that nigga.
She washed him. How?
She watched.
We talked about this.
She
You don't
cooked
wanna
him.
go
He
there.
got frazzled and emotional.
Let's just leave it at that.
He got
because
frazzled and I can
she
defend it.
cooked him. Okay, but look,
And she cooked him. He lost just as much as she cooked him.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
look. In my opinion, for that, they were both losers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're both losers.
But who's the bigger loser?
Depends.
He's thinking.
Depends on your perspective. But I mean, at least one of them can answer questions.
We have to put a MAGA hat on him.
I mean, look, you can throw that on me, but it seems like y'all haven't been watching, or at least, well, you already said, but you haven't been really like keeping up with it, bruh. She's falling apart.
I made my decision already.
She's falling apart. You made your decision?
Yeah.
Y'all both made y'all decisions.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Yeah.
You decided.
But
I'm leaving the presidential area blank. Voting everything.
What
else.
do you?
I guess not voting is power in itself,
Donald
No,
Trump.
I'm voting for the local shit.
but you're just gonna leave.
The presidents, they can duke that shit.
Fuck
out.
'em.
Power in it, you know?
Goofy all around.
Has Trump been doing interviews recently?
Yeah, he's been running around.
And you like those?
Trump is always sticking and running.
Do you like those? That was the question.
Yes,
He's
because
been
it's
performing
Trump.
well.
I know what I'm getting.
You don't know what you're getting with Kamala?
Do you?
Yeah.
What?
Sounds like a bunch of falling apart, rigmarole, and acquiescing.
And code switching.
Well, sarcasm is good when you don't have nothing to fall back on. But can you answer my question?
What do you mean? Am I being sarcastic?
That was weird. Sarcasm is good when you don't have an answer.
I'm sorry it felt that way, sir, but I was being genuine, nigga.
That I'm just saying. Usually, when somebody responds in a sarcastic manner, they don't have an answer to retort what was said. So I'm asking you,
What?
what did you like about her interviews?
I didn't say I liked anything about her interviews. You're making a point I've never made, my nigga. That's why I'm
So
like,
why'd you just answer the question? Anyway,
I don't even know
to
what's
call her
happening
daddy.
anymore.
To call her daddy. I just don't think she should be talking to political pundits until she works her way up. She should talk to a governor, maybe a Girl Scouts leader. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. She should talk to the leader of the Girl Scouts and then work her way up compound interest. Like,
This is crazy. This is hilarious.
but I mean, that's just my look. I mean,
I don't think
how do you feel?
you really stood on business for Trump this episode.
He
On this
never
segment.
doesn't.
You stood on it. You stood on business.
And he never says that. But I mean, you could say that, but you have to watch it. You have to watch
probably
it. It's
won't, though.
You shouldn't. It's 45 minutes of
Because
nothing,
I know
nigga.
that appearance there is not going to cater to me. Same with The View.
Not only is
Like, Call Her Daddies, the young girls. The View is the old women. Those are two
the
tactful
buy-in,
markers
the
she's trying to get.
buy-in isn't who they're talking to. It's the person. You get what I'm saying?
right.
In my opinion, like
It should be.
And it's not even that it should be. It's just that's how it is most of the time. Like,
Well, I mean, like if you're a voter and you're looking to vote,
Yes.
you're looking,
Oh,
and you're,
yeah,
and you're
yeah,
looking at,
But-
and it should be her and what
should
her
just be
policies
looking at
are,
them,
and who is like challenging those. So
but
whenever she
also
talks, you know what I'm saying?
when you're great, you follow where they're going. Like, it doesn't
That's what I'm
matter.
saying.
I wasn't like really a cognizant when Obama was running and shit.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure if I was 21 when he was running, I would be following him everywhere, no matter where he went to speak. Kamala,
yeah.
Kamala
Which
doesn't
niggas are
have the same grab, nor like
yeah.
For you.
Nobody does. Who came into politics and was like electric other than Trump?
Yeah, I was about to say Trump. Yeah,
Like
for
Obama.
sure.
Like I feel like that's when
Trump
it
and Obama, yeah.
Barack
other
was
than
electric.
Obama. I said other than Obama.
And Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the only two.
Those are the only two. Like so, like
I don't
trying
know
to
what it
get
was like
trying to get that
during Bill
lightning rod candidate is impossible.
George
Most-
W. We can name some niggas,
It
dog.
was kind of.
We can name some niggas, dog.
George.
We did not
W?
like George W. while he was
I was
in
about
there.
to say
Yeah.
they thought he was a
Niggas-
bumbling fool the whole time.
Yeah, niggas. He was kind of a joke.
He
the whole
fucked
time.
up simple phrases. Like he was a punchline.
It wasn't until we got Trump that niggas fell in love with the Bush era.
And I noticed that shit.
Yeah,
George
yeah,
W.
like-
Bush started getting talking about in a completely different
Yeah,
light.
he's like,
Well, they
I
liked
don't-
him a lot before
They-
the election. And then
Lauren,
once he got
thank you.
elected,
George W. Bush was that nigga, just like how Bill Clinton was, until we got some head on the side.
Yeah.
It's always
Well, the Bushes in general are those niggas.
the Bush
Right.
is royalty,
Yeah,
but that's
that's
a whole
not-
nother
that's-
conversation.
that's a whole
Shout out to
nother con-
Zeitgeist.
You got
But
2 family members, immediate family members that became presidents. That's crazy.
somebody sold their soul.
What?
You don't get that easy,
for a
nigga.
high price.
You feel me?
Yeah, it's very comfortable
And
over there on the Bush side.
in terms of that,
he took the LeBron James approach. Nigga.
Yeah, for real.
but
though.
in
That
terms
shit's
of that
crazy.
electricity, it's niggas that have that. I just feel like,
Niggas.
yeah, I coin them as niggas.
I'm in plural, but keep going.
You get the point. But it's nothing I think Kamala could have done better per se, because it was really on Call Her Daddy. Like, it's just she just wasn't prepared. It was just very bare bone, like, hey, you know, about your life. And Kamala started talking about, like, you know,
So
Do
it was a humanization episode.
That's kind of what it
mixed in with a little bit of political conversation.
It sounds like. I don't know anything about the backstory. It doesn't sound like Alex knew this was happening. You get what I'm saying? It's not like this was planned, a media rollout 6 months ago to where it's like,
Which-
Alex, if you don't have a bunch of questions for it, what the fuck are you doing? This seems sudden. They built
Well,
a set.
It was
Like, we need some more knowledge on the parameters, because that would kind of put context on things.
let me see.
Because if we
It literally in the start-
get a call that's like, yo, who's a candidate? Not fuck it, Trump.
Okay.
He might be too fucking divisive. Who's somebody else that people kind of fuck with? Bernie Sanders. If Bernie
Yes.
Sanders
Yeah, niggas
came
love
and
Bernie.
was like, yo, I want to spot on homeroom tomorrow. None of us have nothing prepared for the nigga, but could we turn that down?
Crazy.
No, you can't turn it down.
You can't turn it down.
Can't
But
turn
you
it down.
also don't have time to properly prepare.
no.
And we're not political candidates. I think that we could end up in a very similar situation as Alex Cooper. Granted, I think we're a little bit smarter. So it
I
would
don't
go a little
think-
bit better. But
I don't think
I think Alice Cooper's smarter than half these niggas in podcasting. She signed one of the biggest deals.
I don't think there's an intelligence,
I
though.
did that.
I do.
I get what you're saying, AJ, but not everything has to deal with like being smart and intelligent. It's just how it worked out. On top of her already being not dumb, Alex isn't dumb. Nobody is. She's obviously not dumb.
Gotcha.
But I'm also not about to like jerk her intelligence off as if she's some fucking, you know.
Mastermind.
Because if you was to see the interview,
It's pretty bad.
it's pretty bad.
Gotcha.
And if you had a day to prepare for a political person, you would do better. I know it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
His ego is so big, you can have some.
You would do better, nigga.
I
Trust
hold
me.
that, nigga.
Oh man. All right. Let's see. Let's jump over to this.